again. We're just stopping for breakfast. We've had a busy morning already. Since the last video, we've come all the way around Milton Keynes, which is great because there's no locks whatsoever. So Henry was able to get on with his upholstery and I could just drive. And although Milton Keynes isn't somewhere you'd want to spend a lot of time, around the edge of it all is a big green belt and it's quite pretty really. The town planning has been very good for Milton Keynes. You can cycle everywhere around there. Lots of lovely mooring. But I've done a video about that before, so we got that all out of the way. And then last night we got to Stoke Breune and we discovered a really lovely walk there, which I shall take you on. This morning we've come up the last two locks and we've done Blissworth Tunnel already. So these are those bits. We were just chugging along today. Just came down the Marsden locks and on towards the Ivanhoe locks. And this curious assemblage over there hove into view. It looks like sort of mud and straw houses. It wasn't here when we came up last year, so it's been built quickly. Looks sort of, I don't know, like a sort of Neolithic yet fantasy or something. Look like Hobbit World. Today we've pulled into Stoke Breune on our way to Braunston, and the canal is just over there on the other side of that gate. And there's a public footpath here and a beautiful field. And I just saw a stoat run across there, a little red creature. This is such a lovely place just to sit. Up there at the end of the lock gates is all the hustle and bustle of the tiny village that is Stoke Breune. It's like a canal village with a museum and tea shops and pubs. And actually one of the pubs has got a sort of game of skittles which we'll go and play tonight. We've decided, rather than go straight to the pub for a game of skittles, that we're going to walk across that lovely field, because it looks on my Ordnance Survey app like there's a circular walk to the pub that should take about an hour if we don't get lost. We've already been lost for about 20 minutes, but we're back on the path now. And we've seen a deer, lots of rabbits, this very beautiful field in the setting sun. I didn't bring my gimbal with me, so I apologise if it's a bit jerky. They're so funny, the noises they make. Ooh, well, we should be coming up to a village called Schuttlanger in a minute, which doesn't sound very English, Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. And this walk is sort of a triangle, and this is the end of the second side of it. And I'm looking forward to a nice glass of rosé at the end of this. Oh, it's always nice when you find a gate at the end of a field with the public footpath sign on, and you know you haven't gone wrong. It looks like we found Schuttlanger. Beautiful field of buttercups. We're on the short side of the triangle now, and the pub should be another 10 minutes. How's that, Age? Can you last 10 minutes?
Yeah, I can smell it.
Oh, that's the church we can see from the boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it can't be far then. Guess what I've just spotted? The boat inn. It's a nice sign, isn't it? I like that. This game is unique to this part of the country. The round things Henry's throwing are called cheeses, and we've no idea what the rules are except you throw underarm, so we're just making it up. It's also very noisy. We're just starting our day by coming through the Blissworth Tunnel, which is a reasonably long tunnel, and we've always done them quite slowly. There is always the danger of ricocheting off down the sides, and I read recently that it's better to go at your normal speed because the bow wave will keep you away from the sides. So Henry is trying that at the moment, and it seems to be working, and I hope it's going to work because the Australians in the hire boat behind, I gave them the same advice and they're doing the same too. Finally, after what seems like ages, 25 minutes or so I suppose, we're back out into the light. They're not my favourite places, tunnels. Cold and wet. Oop. Oh, and another hire boat lining up to go through the other way. We'll just let them know, Henry, that there's one coming through, shall we?
Yeah. How
did you find it going faster?
It really seemed alright, it seemed controllable. It's probably better to go too slow, to be honest. You don't drift.
Yeah, that's the point, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wisely, the hire boaters are going to let the other ones come out first, because it's nicer not to pass in a tunnel. Well, with breakfast out of the way, it's a short hop up to Gayton Junction, where we'll be turning left, and to the right it goes down to Northampton, and then out onto the River Nene and down to the Wash, and that's where we hope to be going next year. I'd like to organise a flotilla over the Wash next year, so if anybody watching this on a boat fancies coming across the wash with us next year, do get in touch. It'll be an adventure. And I've got the number of a pilot, I think. So, just has to be organised. So, over to the right there is the way down to the sea, eventually. But we're going down there on this occasion. Oh, I think that this boat has come adrift. I'll come in and we can pull it in, eh? I don't understand. That boat went right round, pulled it out even further and didn't bother stopping to help. I mean, H to the rescue. Can't leave a boat like that. Well, at least the boat that's going through is stopping the other boats from coming down, so it gives a chance to get this one in. This has happened to our boat before and somebody's always kindly pinned it for us, so you have to return the favour. Oops, another boat's coming around the corner. And looks like somebody's coming down to help as well, so we should be okay. All safely pinned. The pin had gone down and hit concrete, so I reported this tree that's just hanging on 2 years ago, but it's still just hanging on. We're up, well, Henry's up early today. We've got a quick run down into Braunston and we've got to go through Braunston Tunnel, and we decided to do it early because it's a tricky tunnel. There's kinks in it, so it's not straight, it's quite long. And the trouble is, most people don't have their tunnel lights in the right direction. They should be pointing up towards the ceiling, so they light up the tunnel for you, but don't blind the person coming towards you. And invariably they are. All boats, hire boats and private boats. And last year we got smacked twice by boats coming through the tunnel, and one of them really hit us hard. So we're hoping that by going early we can have the tunnel to ourselves and not damage the front of the boat. We'll see. Well, best laid plans of mice and men. We're stopped at the beginning of the tunnel by the CRT man because there's a wide beam coming through. He's been in there about half an hour and we can just see his lights coming out now. It does mean that there's another boat waiting in front of us, so we'll be able to do the locks with him on the other side. Lots of men's talk going on over there, motors and stuff. Hey, it emerges. Well, that's all done and dusted and into Braunston, the spiritual home of the canal system. We've got a few things to do here. That'll be on the next video. So have a good week, and that's it from us. See you next time. Bye.
We've just reached 1,000 subscribers, so thanks for that, guys. And do feel free to comment. Always nice to have a conversation going back and forth.